Perhaps Harry will leave, leaving America without Meghan. No matter how stupid Harry is, if he is oppressed, used, and exploited for a long time, there will come a day when he gets bored and rises up. I think Harry is desperate and so is Meghan. They have no talent, they have denigrated the royal family to death, and the whole world is now sick of their whining. Meghan is a very expensive woman who spends millions right, left and center. They sue people at the drop of a hat and lawsuits are expensive. When the first explosion of lies is over, what is left? It is becoming obvious that American celebrities are distancing themselves. Royalty around the world do not want to know them. They have even pissed off Elton John. No, down the line this little charade is reaching its end point and the future looks dismal. Yes, just as soon as he ceases to be useful to her ambitions. That's what she's done to every other male in her life. The problem is, as a typical narcissist, she fails to see that the only reason anyone gives her the time of day is because she is married to Harry. When they divorce, Harry will go back to the UK, probably after paying Meghan a ton of money to give him custody of the Visa kids and stay away. Attention will follow him. What is he doing? Who is he seeing? Meghan will flail around, spend a ton of money trying to look important, probably latch on to a much older wealthy man, and then sink into the obscurity she deserves. Yes, Harry had a sizable inheritance from his mother, and in 3 years he gets his inheritance from his great-grandmother. But that does him no good right now. Meghan also had some money from her time on Suits, and there were some production advances from Spotify and Netflix. However, paying millions of dollars to the Crown for reimbursement of Frogmore renovations and for rent, putting millions down on a mansion, legal costs, PR fees, mortgage and maintenance on said mansion, staff payroll, security, and production costs both wasted on Pearl and spent on their other projects, have to have drained the coffers. Additionally, they are seeing their popularity wane, and with it, their marketability, while the PR teams are trying to twist the Jubilee appearance into Harry and Meghan, cementing their royal connection. I think the rest of the world saw that the family has indeed washed their hands of the California couple, which is a huge blow to their earning potential. So with all things considered, my answer is Harry and Meghan are desperate. Especially, I don't know what on earth were Netflix and Spotify thinking when they signed these two amateurs to contracts worth millions of dollars. What had they done to make Netflix think they had the talent or ability to be producers of high-quality content for either of those forums? Other than Meghan having acted in a cable TV show during its original airing, they have little experience in the entertainment or any other field. While I actually hope that Netflix cancels the remainder of their contract so they receive no further payments, I actually don't feel sorry for either forum since they should have known better. The Americans are sick of a prince who abandons his home country and his family and tries to tell his adopted country how it should be run, how many children to have, how the Supreme Court should rule on certain subjects. Meghan McCain expressed it. Maybe he needs reminding that he here, and not a guest who has been universally embraced by the American public. She wrote, "So here goes, this is not your home country, leave as quietly as possible." But sometimes I just shake my head at the immense opportunity, advantages, and great potential that Harry seems to have just chucked down the toilet for. A divorced woman who looks out for no one but herself is incredibly selfish, mean to her own father, manipulative, fake, and is shrewd in the ways of the world than he would ever be. Such a waste, Harry. They could have done so many amazing things with new charities, organizations, etc., and really made a mark even more than William, as he is going to bear the crown and thus will be restricted in some ways than Harry, because, and again this might just be me, when she has gotten and sucked everything she wants out of him, being none the wiser either, she will drop him like a hot plate. It's just a question of time. Harry has to be one of the greatest disappointments in recent royalty. So much given, so little given back, but only disrespect and scorn to his own family. God really helps him when the scales drop. I know so many little girls want to be a princess, to marry a prince. She marries a prince and talks him into leaving. Don't you think that now that Harry has settled into life as a commoner, separated from his family, home, In country, he has regrets. He used to be so popular. Now he's lost his royal perks and seems quite unpopular in both countries. His children are American. Imagine how mad they are going to be when they are old enough to understand that their grandfather is the King of England. In addition, nowadays, a problem that we can all see very clearly is Harry's Hollywood relaunch flops. As privileged Duke nosedives into irrelevance, Prince Harry's journey from British royal to Hollywood hopeful has taken an unexpected turn. As recent events suggest his star power may be dimming in Tinseltown, Harry, who traded palace life for California sunshine in 2020, is facing growing challenges in his quest to carve out a new identity in the entertainment capital. The recent controversy surrounding Harry's selection for the Pat Tillman Award for service at the ESPY Awards has brought these difficulties into sharp focus. Despite the award's intention to recognize his work with the Invictus Games, the decision sparked significant backlash. A petition opposing the choice garnered tens of thousands of signatures, and even Pat Tillman's mother voiced her disappointment, suggesting there were more deserving recipients. This pushback seems to be part of a larger trend. Harry's attempts to leverage his royal background for success in Hollywood appear to be meeting resistance. Critics argue that his past actions, particularly his public critiques of the royal family, have left a lasting impression that's proving hard to shake. Royal observers note that Harry's Hollywood relaunch is facing headwinds. While his dedication to causes like the Invictus Games is commendable, there's a growing sense that his personal history and recent controversies are overshadowing his achievements. The public seems to be looking beyond the carefully crafted image, focusing instead on the whole picture of Harry as a public figure. The Duke's efforts to distance himself from royal life while simultaneously capitalizing on his connections have created a paradox that appears to be working against him. This contradiction, combined with a series of perceived missteps, has led some experts to suggest that Harry's relevance in the public eye is waning. As Harry continues to navigate his post-royal life, it's becoming clear that reinventing himself in Hollywood is more challenging than anticipated. The current situation indicates that Harry may need to reassess his strategy and public image if he hopes to regain momentum and successfully establish himself in his new environment. I think what makes me even angrier is Harry endured much speculation about his legitimacy, but he has deliberately created questions about the parentage, or indeed the very existence of his children. Most parents with his background would not have wanted their own children to suffer the same way as they did. A lot of this could have been avoided simply by having the doctors sign as witnesses to the births in accordance with established protocol for royal births. I am not interested in seeing photos of their kids, but like most British people, I do want to know if the children of the two proven liars do exist and whether they are eligible to be in the line of succession of our monarchy or not. They have proven time and again that they lie. The public distrusts them. Harry has said he wants to be a better father than he ever was, doing things he didn't get to do. Show us. So many discrepancies surrounding these two births. They stepped down. Nothing wrong with that. Don't ride on the coattails of the real royals and spew so much hate toward them, then turn around and make money. They thrive on attention, good or bad. Who's gonna suffer the most in all of this mess? The kids are, if there are any. It's yet to be proven. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.